Welcome to You 3.0 and Leadership 3.0, where the next chapter of your life actually begins. My name is Joel Davis, and if you're listening right now, I want you to hear something clearly. Your life is not winding down if you're over 45 years old. Your best chapter hasn't passed, and you are not done yet. You've got another level in you, personally, professionally, and purposefully. And this podcast exists for one reason, to pull that version out of you, to get it out of hiding and into the real world. And you can't separate your development as a person from being a leader at work as well. How you do one thing is how you do everything. This is the first podcast and YouTube channel that's going to help you do both, develop personally at home, but also personally and professionally at the office. So let's get into You 3.0, the upgrade you know you need. If you're 45 or older, you've lived two major versions of your life already. You 1.0 was age 0 to 25, growing up, going to school, going to a trade, figuring out who you are, becoming an adult. You 2.0 was age 25 to 45, began maybe building a career or starting a business, raising a family, grinding, surviving, because you're just doing whatever it takes to survive and win in the marketplace. But here's the truth most men won't admit. You can build a great life and still know something is missing. Purpose, direction, brotherhood, meaning, perhaps a mission bigger than just a job title or a paycheck. That's where You 3.0 begins. This isn't some motivational hype channel or fluff. This is an operating system built around the 5 F's: faith, family, fitness, finances, and fulfillment. And the 3 P's that we mentioned earlier: personally, professionally, and purposefully. This helps men reinvent their identity, reignite their marriages, rebuild their bodies, reclaim their confidence, and step into a life designed on purpose. Because you did not come this far to only come this far. And you are, right now, one decision away from a new, better, and completely different future, personally, professionally, and let's now move over to Leadership 3.0, where we're going to show you how personal leadership, or leadership at the home front, and leadership at work are tightly integrated. This podcast speaks directly to founders, CEOs, and executives who know the truth that products don't typically fail, but cultures do. And in a startup, your culture isn't what you put on a wall or on a website. It's what the leader models, rewards, and protects. You know, if you look at it one way, Leadership 1.0 is just doing the work. Leadership 2.0 is, first line managers managing the work. But really what you have to aspire to be is a level 3 leader, a Leadership 3.0, which is where you're developing people who can transform the work. This is where culture becomes your operating system, the engine behind trust, execution, speed, alignment, talent, accountability, and results. Leadership gives you a single North Star that every department can rally around. One standard of accountability. No favorites, no excuses. A culture that runs even when you're not in the room. A team that performs with speed, discipline, and conviction. A business that scales without chaos and without burning people out. You want legacy? This is how you build it. But you have to work on yourself. You have to develop yourself as a person. Here are 12 fundamental principles that support the how you do one thing is how you do everything concept, tying personal, professional, and purposeful lives together. If you can't lead yourself with discipline, integrity, and truth, you have no business leading to anybody else. Leadership always starts in the mirror. The question, would you be led by you, is the most important leadership audit you'll ever make. And most leaders avoid it because the truth is uncomfortable. Your leadership ceiling at work is always capped by your personal development ceiling at home. If you don't upgrade yourself, you can't upgrade your team. Real leadership only begins after you've gone through your own transformation, facing your fears, killing your ego, and choosing ownership over excuses. Excuses are just lies you tell yourself. You cannot create a culture of accountability when you live without accountability yourself. Your team will mirror your habits, not your intentions. We mentioned earlier, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Sloppiness in your personal life leaks into your professional leadership life, whether you admit it or not, which ties directly to discipline. Discipline is the engine of all transformation. Without disciplined habits, you cannot sustain the character development required to lead others with both clarity and conviction. Servant leadership isn't a tactic. It's the natural result of a transformed person. a walking 360. A leader who doesn't actively seek blind spots becomes the blind spot for their department, their team, their family, and who knows, for the entire company. Great leaders are always walking 360s, always asking for feedback and coaching. Your culture is not what you preach. It is what you permit. It's built daily through your tone, your decisions, your consistency, and your personal standards. And when you transform yourself, you earn the privilege to guide the transformation of others. And that's how you create leaders who develop other leaders. This highest level of leadership is becoming the kind of person whose presence alone raises the standard, sharpens the mission, and inspires the team to grow. All right, why listen to me? Well, I'm trying to share 30-plus years of professional and personal leadership experience across startups, large enterprises in the Fortune 500, and NASDAQ-traded firms. I've taken startups from less than $2 million in revenue, 2,000 users across a couple hundred enterprise customers, valued at only $40 million, to over $50 million in revenue across over 100,000 users and 5,000 enterprises, increasing the corporate valuation to $500 million. But listen, I'm not here because I have all the answers. I'm here because after 3 decades leading teams and coaching hundreds of men, I know exactly where men get stuck. And I know exactly how they get unstuck. You're not alone, and you don't have to fight alone anymore. The real mission of this podcast, it's not a show, okay? This isn't some hype thing to get you to subscribe and like. This is a movement. It's a community of men who refuse to coast into the second half of life. I want to create a community of men who want more purpose, clarity, identity, leadership, strength, brotherhood, and impact in the world. I want men who want to leave more than money behind, because legacy isn't what you leave to people. Legacy is what you leave in people. If this resonates with you, welcome home. Check out our podcast series on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, as well as our video series on our YouTube channel, U3.0. Davis. You're in the right place. You're part of something bigger now, and your next chapter starts today. This is U3.0, Leadership 3.0, and this is where your transformation begins. One team, one goal. Let's get to work.